Hey everybody, Daniel here with another Casual Dude review. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday, whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, any holiday you celebrate. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a busy time around here, so I haven't been able to post a video, but on Christmas Eve, I did pick up a new piece from Omega, and we're going to talk about that a little bit today. And there were a couple of recent releases from Omega where they really knocked it out of the park. Obviously, the first Omega in Space, which I have a video on. The white dial came out this year, so definitely leaning very heavy on the Speedmaster side. But they also released this new kind of like teal dial Aquaterra. And so, though I'm not a huge Aquaterra fan, I did take a video of it in the boutique, and so I might tag it on to the end of this video. But I want to show you what I did pick up, and this is the new Omega Speedmaster Flight Qualified. And so I fell in love with this piece a few months ago. I had a military pilot friend send me a PDF saying, "Hey, look what we get to order," and it was an aviation kind of homage for modern aviation that was exclusive to military pilots, and I fell in love with it. And it had a lot of the same design elements that we see here, but it also had this really cool like canvas wrap that had a remove before flight kind of pitot tube cover holding it all together. It was just a really cool piece. And so as I started digging around online, seeing if it was anyone was selling it or anything like that, I didn't find that, but I did find out that Omega had planned a retail release of the watch with some minor differences. So where we see the horizon indicator here, this is obviously a blue with a black bottom half, which is to represent the horizon indicator in an aircraft. This one was gray on the military spec, and I think there are a few other differences. But all in all, I'm actually really happy with the way the retail version had come out. And I got a call from my AD on, not my AD, sorry, but my Omega boutique on Christmas Eve. He said, "Hey, we got a couple of them in today. Do you want to come check it out?" I said, "Yeah, let me check it out." I thought because of the size and everything, I wasn't going to like it, and I fell in love. For those that do know, I do have kind of a aviation hobby background. I do have my pilot's license. I kind of love all things aviation, which has influenced a lot of my watch purchasing. But when I saw this, I mean, I have a lot of kind of like casual watches, under the radar watches. Just picked up the Rolex 1908 for a dress watch. This one is a little bit loud. It's obviously not something I would dress up, but I just love it. It stands out in the collection. And so I'm really deciding on, you know, how to diversify the collection a little bit. And though I have a lot of Speedmasters, this one is just so unique and really kind of like speaks to my love of aviation. So I said I have to. If you look here, one of the nice things about this is that the whole watch is brushed. There's actually no polished sides on this, unlike the Speedmaster Pro. It is a little bit of a larger watch, both in thickness and in height, but it really didn't look that big on my wrist. And so when I tried it on in the store, I was like, okay, well, this is gonna have to come home with me. And of course we have the flat link bracelet, again, all brushed. So this whole thing just feels really rugged. It just feels like a real man's watch. But what we'll do is we'll put it on, we'll take a look at it in depth. We'll take it off the clasp here. And so one thing you'll notice is that I do have it in the service box. Like when I purchased my first Omega in Space, they didn't have the box on hand. They haven't received them yet, and so they're going to call me when that comes in. But the wrap is a little bit different than the one that's military spec. And that one, like I said, canvas wrap, similar to the No Time to Die, but it had a remove before flight, kind of the pitot tube cover flags around it to hold it all together. This one does come in a similar wrap, but it does not include that. It also does come with a NATO strap. So when I get that, I might do kind of like a formal unboxing, but the NATO strap is very thin and it's made of Kevlar, so it looks really cool. And so I'm excited to try that on the watch as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. So again, more of a flat link bracelet here, very different than the Speedmaster Pro. On the back, let's see if we can get in there. We just have the Speedmaster icon on the case back there. And we do have a micro adjustment here. It's a one-step micro adjustment, which would take you about, let's see, I want to say probably about a half link. And so it fits very well, and that's in the closed position, which is amazing. So when it gets a little bit hotter over here, we can expand it. Another thing that I have to say compared to the Speedmaster Pro is the loom. So the hands loom, I mean, you can see where the loom starts and stops, and all of the markers there have a tremendous loom. I'm horrible at editing all this. Like I said, very casual with these, but I'm going to see if I can drop a picture because I did take a really cool picture of the loom under a black light, and we'll see if we can kind of superimpose that here while we talk about it. Another thing is that this is not your standard Speedy Pro movement. This is it has a date function, and it's an automatic, which is really cool too. So it's actually my first Speedmaster that's automatic with a date function, which is, again, kind of helps me diversify my Speedmaster lineup a little bit. And so, yeah, that's the watch. Let's go ahead and put it on, and then we'll do a side-by-side with the Speedmaster Pro, and then you can tell me your thoughts. But again, this might not be a great one and done for most people. I think Speedmaster Pro is really a perfect watch for that. But as you can see, you know, it looks kind of chunky here, but when you're looking at it in person, it's really not that bad. I have a friend who's collects watches. He only has like 3 or 4 pieces, but he really liked this piece, and he's actually considering making it his next piece. And he's doesn't even have like a specific aviation influence or background or interest or anything like that. It's just kind of a really cool watch made by a great watch company. And so there you go. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off now, and we will compare it side by side with my black dial Speedmaster Pro, so you can kind of get an idea of what they look like next to each other. And so there is a definite, you know, size difference. Let's put this right side up here. So there's you know, a very notable size difference here. It looks, can't tell if the bezel is actually a little bit thicker, or if it's just kind of an optical illusion because the dial has that little bit of thickness to it. But as I mentioned, you know, there are, you know, these polished edges on the case for the Speedmaster Pro. You can see the reflection there versus the brush side, whereas this watch is completely brushed. And then if we look at, let's look at the profile from this side. And so the case back is obviously much thicker. Normally that would be kind of weird since the Speedmaster Pro here has an exhibition case back, which usually creates a thicker you know, profile. But because this watch has that extra complication and is an automatic, we're going to get a little bit of a thicker case back here. And then we can do a side profile this side. So definitely a bigger watch. Let's see if we can hold this a little bit better for y'all. There you go. So it's definitely a bigger watch. It wears a little bit bigger. It's very noticeable. One thing to me is that even though this is, I believe, what, 42 millimeters offhand, is this doesn't look big on your wrist because it is thin, it is streamlined, and a lot of the extra size comes from like how thick, you know, the lugs are and how much the crowns come out and the crown guards and everything. This is actually a chunky watch, and this is a thick watch. So yeah, here they are again side by side. Love the complications here. We are sacrificing the bottom dial here for the date, which is totally fine by me. And so again, love the orange color on here. Nice pop of color. I do love, you can already see it's starting to move there. This has not been wound, but you can see with the automatic movement, it's starting to move itself there. And so, yeah, love the Speedmaster lineup. I do have, I forget how many Speedmasters now, but we have the Moonshine Gold, we have the black dial, the white dial, the silver Snoopy, the first Omega in space, and now we have the flight qualified. So I love this watch. I actually like it so much that I'm very picky with what I work into my rotation, and this one is definitely going to get a lot of wrist time. It's rugged, it feels great. I have no plans on, you know, selling it anytime now or in the future. This watch is very much me, so I am going to work it into my rotation. So very excited to share this with you all. I do think Omega has been killing it this year. White dial Speedmaster, first Omega in space, now the flight qualified, and they just announced a new Aquaterra color. Now, I'm not a huge Aquaterra fan, so I was not able to, wasn't planning on purchasing that and sharing it with you, but they do have this new kind of like teal turquoise color, and so I did see it at the boutique, so I might add a quick video that I took over there towards the end of this. I typically don't like doing it because I don't like reviewing watches that I don't own. I think too many, you know, watch channels these days talk about watches that they don't own or they've never touched. They'll share a picture, they'll share the specs, but they can't give you an honest review and tell you what it looks like on your wrist or give you like a 360-degree profile of what the watch looks like. So very excited to share this with you. Might share the Aquaterra here or maybe in a short or something like that, but I hope you all like this. This is a really cool piece. Maybe we'll do an unboxing video when I actually get the quote unquote box. But I love this. This is, you know, again, I tell myself, okay, I've had enough watches, but I definitely wanted to get this piece when I saw the military spec come out a few months ago. So glad there's a retail version. I'm glad I actually really enjoy the retail version, like the way it looks. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I like to do follow-ups. I, you know, try to respond to every comment, and I might even do a video follow-up as well if you're really into it. So again, Speedmaster Flight Qualified, retail version. Absolutely amazing piece. I don't have all the specs in front of me right now, but I'll put them in the description in case you're interested in, you know, what the watch size is, the height, the width, what kind of movement it is. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.